You know the story of Noah's Ark where the guy builds a boat, puts a couple of each animal on there, his family, rides out the flood, and then restarts humanity, and eventually you get us. But did you know that there's part of the story that really doesn't ever get repeated very much? And here, let me tell you the next little bit about drunken Noah. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took the garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves, will he be to his brothers. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth." So when you get to the Middle Ages, well, guess who the Europeans decided were the sons of Japheth, then the sons of Ham, and the sons of Shem? Just give you three guesses. Here's an old TO map from back in those days, right? And you can see very clearly that on that map, the Japheth peoples, they're in Europe. And in Asia, which basically back then was the Middle East for the most part, those were your Semite people, right? And the sons of Ham, well, they were in Africa. And this was used to justify a lot of really horrific crap because, I mean, well, Noah, he's one of God's greatest prophets, right? And well, he said that these guys are supposed to be our slaves and we're supposed to live in their tents, so to hell with all of these people. In the days of the sciences, when they were expected to bear out the Bible, this became part of the standard ethnography of the time. And eventually they discovered like Indo-European was a thing, that there was a connection between India and the European continent. And then it went from the people of Japheth to the Aryans, and it was kind of a more scientific term, but it was still the same idea. Three races of people and the white people at the top of the pecking order because thanks Noah, you were nicer to us than you were to the other ones, whatever. But this informed like all kinds of sciences back then. It informed like linguistic studies and like studies of a culture, and it informed colonization, which was obviously the worst part of the entire thing. Now, under this ideology, Europeans were ordained by God to do this stuff. So it was okay, and it endorsed a lack of empathy. So this is something that is really ugly and definitely needs to be thought about when you're discussing this kind of stuff. There is a historic racism that stems from the Bible.